You're lounging right there.
Yeah.
You're all the way reclined.
But the thing is, Travis, there's no back to this beanbag. So this is the only way I can get like some lumbar support.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. Welcome. I'm Dylan Sullivan.
You sound so sad.
Good evening. Welcome. I'm Dylan Sullivan.
I'm Lauren Sutton.
I'm
We have
Travis
guests.
Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm Jason Sullivan.
We are the brothers of Dylan.
Welcome.
Crazy.
Thank you, brothers, being the very first guest on this podcast.
Yep, for the second time.
Yep. First guest for the second time.
Yep. First time was fail.
Yeah, every podcaster has this story of having guests and not clicking record or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Or the machine saying right error and you don't notice.
What does that mean?
It means it wasn't writing to the card.
Oh.
Or it wasn't writing to the card properly. Something like that.
It failed.
But right now
Yeah,
it's
We recorded for
I think it was like an
and a
hour.
half.
Was it an hour and a half?
It was like an hour-ish.
hour.
I think it was like an hour.
We got 4 seconds.
Yep. Just enough time for me to say, all right, we're recording.
yeah. Just before this, we were wasting some minutes around the campfire. And
You made us tea.
I wouldn't say wasting.
no, but
Wasting
I was
away.
just going away.
You're
going on
cherishing
the
those
podcast
minutes.
title. You know, making a joke on that.
We've never really addressed the title.
No.
Well,
Okay.
he's breaking the
Breaking the format.
fourth wall. The fifth is which wall?
With
The
this podcast,
seventh-
since
the
it's only audio
The seventh wall.
and it's only 3 walls.
In TV and cinema, there's 4 walls. You're breaking the fourth wall because film is a 3D medium.
But this is not film.
No, this is
This is-
sound. Sound, I think, is
It's a one wall down.
1D.
one-dimensional medium.
They can imagine a box.
So you'd be breaking the second wall.
But sound is vibration.
Yeah.
Is it vibration 1D?
It's 2D, I think.
I think it's 3D.
Well, if it vibrates through the air, then it's 3D.
Yeah.
But if you think about it format-wise,
Yeah, the information is 1D.
yeah. Well, because we say that film is like a 3D in this case, but it's actually 2D because you're watching it on a screen.
You know your eyes perceive everything in 2D? I'm serious. Like,
No, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
actually, me and Lauren were just talking about how when you look at the world, do you sometimes look at it as a painting? And I do.
Composition.
Like, if I look at something, I look at the angles in which, as if it were a 2D image.
Yeah.
How would I draw that?
that's how
And
our
what are the angles, like the perspective?
that's how our brain did. That's why when you look at a 2D image and it looks 3D, that's the reason it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we perceive everything in 2D and
Yeah.
our brain interprets it to like
Yeah, but
tell
this is
depth
just
and
like
stuff.
everyday life. You see something and you like think of the composition of a painting that would translate to, or a photo. Sorry, he's fixing something.
No, go ahead.
I know, but it threw me off.
That's all right.
But that's
Yeah.
all I had to say.
I think it was Michelangelo who invented like the linear perspective, and that's a cool idea. Just the idea of a vanishing point in the horizon and how
Yeah.
objects get smaller as they get closer to it.
So yeah, when we were wasting minutes by the fire,
Yeah, Dylan was about to tell an amazing story about how water bottles are made from natural gas.
It's not actually that interesting. It's just that, like we say just in casual conversation, that that plastic comes from oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
Petroleum.
petroleum.
But then I said actually most plastic comes from natural gas.
That blew our mind.
Yeah.
We said save it for the podcast.
How are they turning the gas into into plastic, a solid?
Same way they turn crude oil into plastic. It gets refined, and then it gets refined into a bunch of different things. So sometimes, so parts of it will be gasoline, and parts of it will be diesel and stuff like that. And then some parts of it will become like pre-plastic kind of stuff. Like it's a gas, but then it gets polymerized. Is basically
You're
the way
still
that
talking
I've
about natural gas
been
right now?
described it.
I zoned out. All I could hear was Dylan going.
I'm saying that the same thing happens with natural gas and oil in order to make plastic. It goes through refinement and polymerization.
Mm-hmm.
But natural gas does not become diesel or like normal gas, right? Natural gas is methane.
Yeah, no, natural gas is methane. I don't know. I read about it. I heard about it and I read about it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Plastic comes from natural gas.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
So you can make... Do cows actually like fart methane, or is that like just... Do people just say that?
No, I think
I've
a lot
never
of
heard that.
I think a lot of cows' farts are methane.
So could you make plastic out of a cow fart? Out of
Yeah.
like a lot of cows' farts?
Probably, yeah.
They just need a capturing system. You know,
Yeah.
put a giant
Jar.
tent over the industrial cow farm
Yep.
and capture all of the gases that come off
Well-
of their lifestyle.
Either air or methane, one of them has to be less dense than the other, correct? Probably methane is less dense than air.
Sure. I don't actually know.
Or does it mix?
Je ne sais
No,
pas.
it doesn't mix. If it's different densities,
Yeah.
I guess methane is probably heavier than air.
No, it has more to do than density.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you mean?
it like disperses into the atmosphere, doesn't it? So like you have a relatively even amount of methane in the atmosphere, like the same way that there's a relatively even distribution of nitrogen and oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But they're actually like, aren't they like binded together, or they're just mixed?
I think it's just mixed.
Now I don't
Do
actually
they
know.
have a chemical reaction that happens that makes air?
I don't think there's like is there an air molecule?
I think there is actually, yeah.
That's all of those.
I think air is like a compound.
Okay. So then methane wouldn't just mix with it.
No, probably not. But it would be in the mix.
Okay. But
Travis with the pie.
if we had like a barn with cows that had no ventilation,
They would suffocate.
Oh,
from-
that's horrible.
As Travis said, their lifestyle.
That's awful.
but
The
like
poor
could
cows.
we collect it in that case? And there would be ventilation, but we would just like let it build up for a while before.
As long as
Before we
you
collect the
you periodically give them air to breathe, then yeah, I'm sure you could harness the power of cow farts somehow.
and create plastic.
Yeah. I don't know if that'd be worth it.
Not yet.
No, not yet. I think you can make plant-based. You can make plant-based plastic, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
Cow fart plastic.
The marketing.
Yeah. How are
That's
you going
how-
to sell water in that?
That's how we convince people that hamburgers are still okay. Because no, now the cow farts are not bad.
Reuse, recycle.
We're using them to replace fossil fuels.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of them going into the air, we're harnessing their gases to make plastic.
Because plastic is amazing for the world.
Plastic is fine. Single-use plastic is the problem.
I mean, eventually it gets thrown away
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. But there's a difference between buying a thing that's made of plastic that is going to be strong and last your entire life or longer, and something like a Ziploc bag that is meant to be used once and thrown away.
Yeah, and like
Except you wash your Ziplocs.
I do wash Ziploc bags sometimes,
yeah,
like under very specific circumstances when I'm pretty sure that it's safe to reuse it.
like if you put a sandwich in it.
Yeah. Or like
We-
cheese or something.
We were raised to wash Ziploc bags.
I know
We
you
were.
were.
Yeah.
We all do it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's something.
The internet made fun of me for it.
They
one
did.
Time.
You decided to put it on Reddit, and
But you know, it was
people
but it
were
was
like, "Why are you so cheap?"
It was in r/frugal. Like that's the whole point.
And people still made fun of you there.
The frugal people of r/frugal still clowned on you.
r/frugal is kind of like not useful if you actually want to learn how to be frugal, because all it is people giving their opinions on what is it worth or not worth to cheap out on.
And apparently Ziploc bags are not worth it for most people.
For some people, yeah. So for example, they're like, oh, the pennies that I'm saving washing Ziploc bags isn't worth the water bills or whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't pay water bills and I don't live in a water scarce area. So
You're thinking
you-
about the turtles.
I feel like you were
Right.
like in the wrong crowd.
no, because on that same post, there were also people who were like, oh yeah, no, I totally do that. I was raised to do it the same way that we were, you know?
No way.
There was that one person who was just really, really aggressive or something. What did he say? Do you remember?
He said something about how, like, so you will take a plastic bag and shake it around in dirty dishwasher and then stick it onto the wall where there is definitely like germs and food debris and stuff. And then you think that that's clean. And then my reply to him was basically just like, well, I mean, I don't know what it's like at your place, but we don't typically go flinging food around on the walls here. So I think it's fine.
Yeah. Good response.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all just like people being like, I do this to save money. And then other people saying that's not worth it. And other people saying, oh, I do that too. But it's like the same on the same post.
Yeah,
but you don't do it to save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I put it in that community to get the clicks. And I did.
You got the clicks.
I got the clicks because it was controversial.
Do you think most people
Controversy
think it's
sells.
outrageous though?
Yeah, I think most people think that it is outrageous to wash and reuse Ziploc bags.
I don't think it's outrageous. I just think it's unnecessary.
Most of my roommates have thought that I had the incorrect worldview for being somebody who washes plastic bags from time to time.
I mean,
So they're making character judgments about you because of this action.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think it's just like, you feel bad.
maybe every
You
time
used it one time and now you're just going to throw it away.
It's
and
good. It has a good zip on it.
some animals
It has a
gonna
good
choke
zip
on it.
and
it locks.
it has a good zip. It does lock. And all it did was hold like a piece of cheese in the fridge.
It didn't have a long life. You're giving it a second chance.
It's
Yeah.
basically a Tupperware. Like, that's how you treat it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I do eventually throw it away and I won't wash and reuse it if I put meat in it or something like that. Like that's a no-go.
Cheese is a go.
Cheese is a go. As long as the cheese wasn't moldy.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I can see the potential for bacteria to,
As long as it was a nice,
Form
healthy cheese, it's
if you
fine.
don't dry the Ziploc properly.
Well, that's what you have to have a good drying method too.
Like sticking it on the wall.
Yeah, you stick it on the wall and then it dries that way. Lauren, you're talking to the people who grew up doing this. This is how we've learned
Yeah,
to
I
live.
know. I know. I'm not denying that. I just,
A window is better than a wall.
Mm-hmm.
It is better than a wall.
why don't
yeah.
you do it on a window then,
Which
We
Dylan?
Most
don't have,
kitchen
we don't
sinks
have
do
a
have
window.
We
don't
have a window.
in our kitchen.
It doesn't have to be in our kitchen.
It
Just
does.
find a window and stick it on it.
Why would I dry dishes not in the kitchen?
So now a Ziploc bag is a kitchen as a dish.
Yeah. Effectively, yeah. If I'm washing it with the dishes.
Do you think it's crazy that you found someone on that Reddit page that says, oh yeah, I do it because I was raised this way? Like, that's exactly what we say.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's that weird.
No?
That I wasn't.
That we're not the only people in the world that were raised to do this.
Yeah, I guess
I don't
so.
think that's
But
that
like,
crazy.
to continue to do it because you were raised that way.
I mean, plenty of people do things just because they were raised to do them.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a habit.
Just without even thinking about it, you just do that.
I have some weird habits like that. Like, remember we had that car when we grew up, the Uno, that would always shock you with static electricity whenever you got out and would shut the door. It was like, ow, it shocked me.
I remember the car, but I don't remember it doing that.
Well, it did for me, and I remember it. And so I developed this habit of like tapping the car door with my knuckle whenever I walk out.
Mm-hmm.
And now, to this day, every time I get out of any car, I always tap the door with my knuckle.
Even if it's not winter?
Correct.
Yeah. This was never
Even if he's
time
not
of year.
driving.
This was never time of year specific.
What does winter have to do with it?
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
you've got a big coat on that's generating static electricity, and
I think it was
the air
something-
is drier.
It was something about the car
Like in
itself.
China, when it was wintertime, you would have to, everyone does this. When you go up to the escalator, it's so dry, and you have this big coat on, that like you get shocked every single time you touch an escalator or any piece of metal. Like you have to be super, you just develop that habit. You just have to.
Yeah.
Like you see everyone do it. Like they all
What?
tap the escalator with their knuckle and then put their hand on it because they don't want to get zapped.
I just accept
what
that I'm
does
going to
the
get
knuckle-
zapped.
Well,
Why-
there's less like nerves on
So
the back of your
it
hand.
zaps, but it just doesn't hurt.
It just doesn't hurt as much. You have to neutralize the
Yeah.
connection.
So everyone does it.
Yeah, everyone does that.
I think it's also like if you're, for example, expecting a static shock from a car and you tap your knuckles on it, then you're kind of like expecting the shock. It's like a way of like preempting it. So I'm getting the shock on my own terms, basically.
Yeah, there's no surprise.
Yeah. Whereas if I just like touch it with my hand normally the way I would when I'm just generically closing a door,
Grazing it.
yeah, then
Just a regular door close.
yeah. Like, imagine a regular door. Imagine a regular door that shocked you.
Just like a super cash average door close.
Yeah.
And then
Imagine,
bam.
imagine it just shocked you unexpectedly.
Yeah, that's
You
terrifying.
would develop a habit of knocking on that door whenever you close it.
That's called conditioning.
Yeah.
I conditioned myself to fall asleep to a certain soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time I would get tired, I would play the Rogue One soundtrack. And now I can play it and then I go to sleep.
Yeah. It's your sleep music.
That's cool.
Yeah. Took a while.
It's like a lullaby.
Yeah. It's just a
You
little
did
more
a
aggressive.
Psychology, what do you call it? Psychology experiment on yourself.
Yeah, I did.
It's fun to walk into the bedroom after you're already asleep and then just hear Star Wars playing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's better than when I tried out Mulan.
Yeah. When the live action movie came out, you used that soundtrack.
I tried it.
That one was bad because it has singing in it.
What if I went to sleep only with opera music?
I don't know. Opera is different from musicals.
I think that would be irritating.
I think it would be
Personally.
irritating. Okay, but back to things you do because you grew up in a certain area that did it. Have you guys ever had strawberries with like sugar on them?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Yeah?
sure. In Egypt, the strawberries were great, but then every now and then they'd get sour.
But like even if they're not sour.
Yeah, I
Like
would do
just
that. I was
eat,
addicted to sugar pretty much.
just eat them with sugar as a
Was.
topping.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I've talked to you about this, Dylan, and you were like, that's weird. Nobody ever does that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I've done it as well.
I've definitely
The
done
first
it
time
a few times.
it was actually just given to me. Like someone just made a snack for me, like one of the nannies.
I think that's how I was given.
One of the nannies, Travis. What are you?
Yeah, I think that's how
Yeah.
my mom would give them to me as a kid, was with sugar.
Mhm.
Even though I already liked fruit, so she didn't need to add sugar to
Yeah.
it. But
And you're like, oh, this is so much better. I
See-
never even would have thought of this.
Yeah,
I-
sugar's pretty good.
I say this because one of the past winners of The Amazing Race is from the area I grew up in. And so she posted, like, is this just a 757 thing? Or do other people put sugar on their strawberries? And the consensus was, it's a 757 thing.
Where is 757?
It is Hampton Roads area in Virginia.
That includes your area?
Yes, it's like Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Hampton, Norfolk,
Newport News.
Portsmouth. Yeah.
So I guess the conclusion was wrong
Well,
because we do it. We've done it.
yeah.
Maybe just that.
But did you
person-
have strawberry festivals?
No.
You're lost.
I guess you guys are just like a strawberry town. So you have traditions surrounding strawberries, and other people probably just don't have them because they're not a strawberry town. They eat strawberries, but it's not a part of their culture the way that it is
The
yours.
culture of Chesapeake, Virginia.
Yeah.
Mm.
Deep-rooted strawberry culture.
You share a hometown with Pocahontas.
Actually, people do like have weird, like that's part of people's cultures, like strawberries, cherries. There's this place in Michigan. It's like a cherry town.
Cherry, Michigan.
No, it's I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I know that like, I don't know, apparently like people around here, they make a big deal about like Michigan blueberries because apparently, because I don't know, Michigan is one of the things they're famous for is blueberries. Blueberries, some people say.
Okay, so you were talking about strawberries. It made me think of cheese. There's like, have you seen?
Jeez, girl, man.
Have you ever seen the video of there's some town somewhere in Europe that is known for cheese, a specific kind of cheese, and
Is it Gruyere?
I don't know.
Is it that cheese with maggots in it?
No, it's like a nice cheese. It's not like something weird.
I think it's Gruyere.
And it comes in a roll, and they have like a cheese rolling competition.
Oh, they did that on The Amazing Race one time, I think.
And you like chase the cheese, and whoever
Gouda.
catches the cheese wins or whatever.
They win the cheese.
Yeah, and people just like they send themselves hurling down a hill, chasing after. People get concussions and all kinds of stuff.
It's so
Every
intense. For cheese?
Yeah,
I wouldn't do
and
that
people
for
do-
cheese.
It's like a rite of passage. or
You don't
something.
like cheese?
I don't
Lauren.
like cheese.
There's definitely
Like,
a
at all?
town in Switzerland called Gruyere, and there's also a cheese called Gruyere.
Mm-hmm. But
Crazy.
they're
I think
not the
This
same
is a
thing.
Swiss. This is not a Swiss town.
It sounds like it could
It's like
be
it's
Swiss
like
or Dutch.
English, I think.
English.
Yeah.
Camembert. No, that's French. That's a good inhale.
Inhale.
I'm pretty good at
Exhale.
inhaling. Yeah.
How to Reach Enlightenment. Book 2.
Book 2.
Book 2, Volume 3.
Inhale. Exhale.
What if you end it on inhale and that's just the end of the book?
Volume 4, Exhale.
Turn page.
What if you wrote a book called How to Achieve Enlightenment, and then you wrote a few pages about
Big
like
claim right there.
you wrote it step 1. No, you write a few pages about like, you know, how Jason, what was it? Naval Ravikant?
Oh, I
who,
love that
Yeah.
guy.
You said like if you just sit still for an hour every day and just breathe,
You will be enlightened.
then you'll be enlightened. Something like
He
that.
definitely didn't say that. No, he said, if you sit every day alone in a room in a comfortable position and you just close your eyes and you just sit there for an hour, that's your only objective, is to just keep your eyes closed and sit there. Eventually, you do this enough times, and all those thoughts that keep racing through your head, you race through them all. Like he's like, that's just you like processing things that you haven't like had the chance to process yet, because you're just like too busy going through your life, pretty much. And when you sit there and you're just alone with your thoughts, eventually you run through all your thoughts and you like come to all the conclusions that you need to come to, and you settle with everything with yourself, and you just are at peace. After that, it's just like boom, silence.
How do you guys think?
So
like, do
imagine-
you think in words or pictures or emotions? Like, how do you think? What do you think?
Words and pictures
The words are speaking
and
to me
sounds and
in my
smells.
head,
I just
but I'm
experience all
not
my
really
senses in my head.
visualizing anything most of the time. I'm not visualizing anything.
I get words and pictures.
But like, if I want to imagine something, I can. Like, I can picture something.
I feel like
But I really don't know what it, like, it's not like there's colors in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm still picturing it, if that makes sense. I don't know how that happens.
What do you mean by colors in your eyes?
Like, not colors, I mean, like, you're not actually seeing anything, right?
The images you see are only black and white.
Like, when you imagine a picture, like, I don't need to close my eyes.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Okay, but Jason, imagine you do write all of that you said in the first like few pages or so, and then the rest of the book it's all about breathing.
Inhale.
Yeah.
Exhale.
And then the whole book is just inhale, exhale. But on one page it says inhale, turn the page, exhale, turn the page, inhale, turn the page, exhale. What if the audiobook version of that was just that thing you were doing where you said inhale and then waited for like 10 seconds and then said exhale?
Yeah, that has artistic value.
That's art.
We were talking about like the way we experience
Thinking.
thinking
Yeah.
and memories, or just thinking.
Just thinking.
Okay.
Because I don't think with words.
I definitely think in words.
That's very difficult for me to like comprehend.
Yeah, I mean, I
subvocalize.
can think in words, but most of the time I don't, unless like I'm overly aware about the act of thinking in words. Like mostly I just feel and visualize.
I guess it depends what I'm doing. Like if I'm doing something athletic, there's no words in my head.
That's how you have thoughts.
No, I'm like thinking about like what I'm supposed to do next, but I'm not like
Yeah, but how do you
speaking to
have
myself
thoughts?
in my head.
You're not, like, words are not being spoken to yourself?
You just like
Do you subvocalize?
no, it's like I don't know. You
Like,
just
like, is there a voice in your head?
So I'm saying like in the example of sports, you know what you're about to do, but you're not like saying to yourself, "Oh, I'm about to do this," and then you do it. You're just like
You see it,
yeah, but you have the thought, but it's not words.
but you could describe it in words.
But I don't
You could
have that
describe it in
thought.
words, but you don't.
You don't have the thought of doing something?
Yeah, I don't think like I'm going to do this thing. Like that doesn't occur to me. I just do it.
Yeah. I mean, some people don't have internal dialogue.
I mean, I can.
You
Sometimes
can?
I do, but it's if I'm bored.
I'm literally like I'm constant. I talk to myself a lot.
So does Darren.
Yeah.
Me too. I do, but I don't have to as well.
Yeah,
I think
No,
I
I,
have to.
I have to.
every single time you want to do something.
No.
Like that's
I
not
just-
just,
I just-
the
not
way
that
you
I-
think, though.
Yeah. Well, no. When I say I have to, I mean that like I think that there's no other way I can be. It's just something that I naturally do.
Oh yeah, me too. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
that's
I mean.
just
That's
how
what I
I
mean
am.
when I'm saying that I have to. Is that yeah, it's like I have to in the sense that I have to drink water or something like that.
Mhm.
You don't have to drink water.
I have to drink water.
You're wrong.
No, I'm right about I do have to drink water.
No, you do not have to
And
drink
you
water.
just don't drink water.
I was never taught to drink water.
Do you drink more water or Diet Pepsi?
Water.
Okay.
I
So
used to
you do
drink more
drink
Diet
water.
Coke. Yeah, I do. So he's just lying here, like just being a liar on our podcast.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Well-
one time we were driving in the desert and I was super thirsty because I forgot to drink or something. And I got out my water bottle and you're like, okay, can I have a sip first?
Oh no.
And then you take my water bottle and you drink the entire thing. It was full and you chugged it. And I was so thirsty.
oh, Dylan.
We had water, like, but it was in the back. Like, we had to stop the car and fill my water up. So we weren't going to do that. So
Oh no. That's horrible. I mean, I can't relate to that, but I'll have a cup of water right? And I'll walk around and do things, and I'll go back to the water, and the water will be gone, and the cup will be gone. And I'm just kind of like, Dylan, did you drink this entire glass of water of mine? And you're over here drinking another glass. I don't even know.
I cleaned it up.
Yeah.
I think you do drink like
cleaned it like
I know more than average amount of water,
I think
which is good.
I think I'm average to slightly over average.
People say you need
You're
to
very
drink
mid.
like so much water.
It's kind of arbitrary the amount of water that people say that you need
I
to
don't
drink.
know. Like they say,
But
like,
also they
oh,
say-
to be healthy, you should drink like some like absurd amount of money. I mean, water.
I don't know about you. I drink money all the time.
They say 8 cups.
Of money.
That's like
No, they say more than 8 cups, Dylan.
they used to say 8 cups.
Yeah, they used to say, and now they're like, oh, it's not enough.
They used to say 8 cups.
I think the Lauren, a cup is half of a pint. It's 4 of these glasses.
But I feel like that's not enough.
I feel like I don't
Yeah.
get that some days.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Like today is one of those days.
There have
probably.
been days where I get a glass of water and it takes me 3 days to finish.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
How are you alive?
I don't know.
That's why your glasses get cleaned up.
Because I have iced coffee and there's ice in there. So
Which
there's
definitely
water.
hydrates you, right?
Yeah,
It does,
100%.
They actually say, yeah, if you drink coffee regularly and you drink the same amount that you always drink, you can count it as like
Well,
water,
because coffee
doesn't
dehydrate you. Like coffee has caffeine. Caffeine dehydrates you, but the amount of caffeine in coffee doesn't dehydrate you more than
The amount of
that's
water you're
offset by the water in the coffee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like
You had really strong coffee.
hydrates you.
Espressos dehydrate you.
Coffee doesn't dehydrate you. It just hydrates you less,
Yeah.
like a little bit less.
It probably is only 2 days to finish a glass. Maybe some days.
If I wake up and only drink coffee, like I will probably have a headache later just because I'm
Same.
dehydrated.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realize I'm dehydrated when my organs start hurting. I wish I could say I'm joking. I
Lauren's
get
the only
pains
person
like
I know who has
in my
nerve endings
ribs.
in her organs.
I just kicked Dylan since you guys can't see.
Thank you for the description.
Yeah, you're welcome because it's for you, Dylan. I forgot what I was gonna say.
You were talking about kicking me?
No, before that.
Water.
Oh yeah, my organs. Yeah, no, I'll just get like really dizzy or lightheaded and like I'll have pains.
Your spleen will start to hurt.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
No, but then I drink water.
You feel some
You
soreness.
should drink water before that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember to drink water
you feel some soreness
until
in your appendix.
that's a reminder.
We've just made everyone listening thirsty right now.
Yeah,
by having this whole
honestly.
conversation.
Thirsty.
Or they have to pee.
Do you have to pee?
No.
Cool.
Or they have to yawn right now.
That's a benefit of being dehydrated, that you don't have to pee.
Yeah.
Those bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
Every
Sometimes,
time.
like, what,
But you need it for your
And-
brain power.
sometimes I chug water in the morning. I'm like, I'm really thirsty in the morning for some reason.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I pee like every 20 minutes for like an hour.
I've literally had it
Or
where
two.
this is back when I hydrated, like in high school. I would
Back
I would
when
have
you're hydrated.
well, okay, it wasn't really hydrated. It was Monster, and Red Bull and Nos.
Mm,
So that was my breakfast in
that's
high
not
school.
water.
Mm.
And I had a water bottle too, okay? But I chugged one and I went to the bathroom and I came out and I made it halfway down the hall and then I had to pee again and I had to turn around and go back to the bathroom to pee.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like caffeine probably works better on an empty stomach somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it makes you really need to pee.
Okay, but
That makes sense.
I am so much better at drinking water though. Like I'm not
Than you
as
used
bad
to
as
be,
I'm
yeah.
making it sound. Some days I forget, but like most days I drink water, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's only that every now and then you'll tell me, oh, I haven't drank water in 3 days. Like sometimes that will happen.
Yeah.
At least you say that. Like I never notice it when it's happening.
I mean, my mom does the same thing. She's just kind of like, oh, I didn't have water today.
I think your mom's a little bit worse with it than you are.
She is. It's
How do you not
crazy.
like? I can't comprehend.
Yeah, I know.
How do you not like just have a massive desire to drink water?
I think the more water you
Especially
drink,
at the end of the day, like,
the more water you drink,
I love water.
the more
It's pretty good.
you are inclined to drink water. Like
It's
the
an
more it
S
feels
tier
like you
matter.
need to. But the less water, it's like a cactus, you know? A cactus doesn't need a lot of water
Our
because it
dad
doesn't.
doesn't drink very much water, but he drinks more than that.
He drinks a lot of sparkling water.
Now he does, yeah. I think it's more interesting for him. Yeah, I don't think he likes
More
it though.
interesting. I think that it's interesting when, I guess interesting. Every now and then, you come across somebody who they just don't enjoy water. Like they're like they don't they don't like it, or they're like it doesn't taste like anything. And so there are people who don't drink water because it's just not interesting enough for them.
That's not me.
Like they make flavor and color tablets for people who just aren't interested in regular water. Like they don't add any calories or anything. It's literally just flavor and color because there are some people who need flavor in order to encourage them to drink more water instead of like soda or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I know people like that.
You guys ever
Yeah.
drink water and it's sweet?
If it's good water, like mineral water, Fiji water,
No, like this water I
Evian.
got from the
From the fridge?
fridge
those.
or Brita.
When we
Yeah,
are
sometimes it's like,
when we're
It's
at
like
home,
so sweet. But I always thought it was because I was dehydrated.
it's the well water probably. Like we have some.
yeah. When we're
I
at
don't know.
home,
You filled my
minerals.
glass.
when we're at home, Lauren, in New York, I'm like, the water like tastes a certain way,
Yeah.
right? You're not conscious of it because you drink this tap water all the time. It just tastes like water.
No, but okay.
So then when we came out to Indiana, when we were in Indianapolis staying with Jason, I got there day one, poured myself a glass of water from either the sink or the Brita filter. And
I think it was the sink.
I think it was the sink too.
but I've also tasted it from the filter and I'm like, oh, this tastes different. And the first time that I taste it, it's kind of like a shock because in your normal routine, you're just like, oh, I drink water. Water tastes like this. And then you go to a new place and the water tastes different. Then again, we're not in Indy anymore. When we come up here to the lake, the water here tastes different than it does in Indy.
I like the water here. Personally,
Me too.
Honestly,
Yeah, I think this water is pretty good. It takes time for me to get used to it. But Lauren, I do see what you're saying about it does have a little bit of sweetness to it somehow.
Well, no, not just here. I just mean in general. Like anytime I go like a bit without water and then I drink water, it's just really sweet.
I think good water does have a little bit of sweetness now that I think about it. Because in Indianapolis, I think the water is less sweet. And I think
water
it's
sucks.
I think water is less good in Indianapolis.
It's bad.
What could make it better?
Different water.
I don't know.
What
I
would
really
you
don't know that stuff.
what would you like to see in
Less
your,
heavy
your tap
metals.
water?
Yeah, less heavy metals, less chlorine.
Is it
calcium, like so much calcium.
is it technically safe to drink?
I don't know.
You haven't
yeah.
tested it?
I'm sure.
The chlorine in the water kills it.
Yeah, but it's just like you're kind of drinking. I don't know.
I went to a friend's house one time.
And there's fluoride, which you're not supposed to drink.
No, it's good for your teeth.
fluoride is good to have in your
It's
water.
not good.
It's good
to
for your
consume.
teeth, but is it good for you?
The
No.
amount of fluoride they put in water is fine.
FDA
It's not
approved.
bad for you. FDA, EPA, all of them. All those A's.
It crosses the blood-brain barrier It goes into your pineal gland.
So does water. So does
So
just
it's-
regular water.
It's reprogramming your mind.
No, it just like it affects.
I think
don't
what
know,
you're
supposedly
saying,
it affects
Jason,
stuff.
I think what you're saying is that the government puts fluoride in the water, and that it passes, and that the fluoride passes through your blood-brain barrier, and so they're using it to control your mind.
I'm not saying they're using it to control my mind.
I think you're saying that though.
So just be more chill.
No. I'm sure they're doing it for my teeth, whatever.
Yeah.
But
No, they
I
are.
don't want to drink it. That's what I'm saying.
You will though.
But you can buy filters that filter it out, and I do drink it all the time. But something about the water here not having fluoride makes me feel better about it, and chlorine and all that other crap.
We've been talking about water
For a
so
very long
Not-
time.
It's becoming funny now.
Not every jurisdiction does put fluoride in their water. It's not a universal thing. We should have a segment about water on here.
This is our segment. We're never
Like a recurring segment.
we're never going back
Like
to
this
it.
week on water news.
Water boy.
Yeah. The Water Boy Minute or something like that.
So I need to know how to get on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go to theamazingracecasting.com and you follow the instructions. They tell you to make a video.
Wow, that's great. You go to a website and you fill out a form. Good job.
No, but it like tells you
You've made it. You've applied.
Shut up, Dylan. It tells you what kind of things to put in your audition video and that you need an audition video and the specific requirements for said audition video.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fill out a form and then you're good.
The video is the most important thing.
It
though.
is.
So how do you make a good video?
Well,
Have you guys made a good one?
I like to think that our
I don't
videos
know.
are all right.
People have told me it's okay.
We've gotten compliments on them.
But I don't know if it's actually okay. Like a quality video. And they're not really looking for quality. They're just kind of looking for,
You want a scripted, but
relationship.
like not seeming like it's scripted.
well, they don't want it to be scripted at all.
They wanna see-
No, but I'm gonna script it.
They want to see if you're going to be interesting to have on TV.
Have I showed you guys my spreadsheet for our Amazing Race audition video?
No.
Okay, I'll show you later. I don't
Yeah.
have, my phone's dead, so that's just how it is.
Yeah, my
spreadsheets.
phone's dead.
But it's really
sometimes.
intense. I have analyzed other audition videos of people who have gotten on the race. Very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've spent so much time. Like, I really want to
You've
be on
really-
this.
You've really
So it
analyzed.
sounds like you know what to do. So what do we need to do in our video?
You need to introduce yourself, say where you're from, what you do, how old you are, your relationship. You need to be like, oh, we're brothers,
Mhm.
or we're dating, or whatever. Then talk about why you'd be a good team, why you would win the race, why you're essentially just like showing that you're entertaining.
So we're gonna say the reason we be on the race is because we literally have telepathic communication.
Yeah, you can do that.
You should have a segment where you're telepathically communicating to each other. So like
Yeah, this will be a
we have
huge advantage
we have
in the race.
telepathic communication. Just listen.
Just like that.
Just watch this.
That would be so good.
Anyway, that's gonna be like our goofy thing.
But also, like, I'm gonna be upset if you guys get on it before us.
I will as
Um,
well, but I'd also probably be like,
I'd watch
I
it.
get it.
I'd run really fast.
I
That's what
wouldn't.
we'll
I'm
say
bad at
too.
running.
In the video?
we were good runners.
we did telepathy, but also, if you
Also-
don't believe that one,
We run fast.
we're also do running.
we run so fast, guys. Like you're not gonna believe how fast.
Guys, in 5th grade,
Watch
I
how
was
quick I am.
when we used to race. I was the one in the front. I was winning.
That's good. And that's yeah, that's good.
The
That's
only
great.
problem is I don't think I'm a very fast runner.
I'm not.
But,
I would love to be on the race with you guys, like as opponents.
Yeah. It'd be cool if us two were on the race and then also you two were also on the same race.
That
We
would
were
be
racing against each other.
unbelievable.
I don't
Wouldn't
think they would
find out?
ever. Yeah,
Yeah, no, they would.
they did
We could
family. They did family Amazing Race in like season 8 or something. I've seen like mini seasons.
It's the season that like everybody disowns.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual season number is. Yeah, I didn't watch it because everybody was like, "Don't watch it." It was horrible. It was just like two parents and
the
kids.
people who make the show don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's kind of just like the season that doesn't exist.
It's kind of like this was a mistake.
But that would be different. Like that also had kids in it, you know?
Yeah.
What was the problem? What went wrong?
I think it was just bad.
Just as a concept,
it wasn't as entertaining,
Were we
probably.
recording properly?
yes.
There's a light
There's a light and you can see it says we've been recording for 54 minutes.
and it's much different than yesterday when there was no
Yes.
light and it did not say that we were recording for X amount of minutes.
And we notice now.
Oh, I actually noticed that early on, but I didn't know that's where that number would appear. Okay.
So you knew the whole time that it wasn't recording.
Well, no, I didn't.
Well, you said
did.
I wanted to say something.
I did also say that.
What you mean in the last attempt?
Yeah, like early in the middle of it, I was like,
Oh.
should I ask if it's recording?
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to interrupt, you know?
Yeah, I don't
These-
know.
Yeah.
How early into the podcast was this that you had this thought?
Like 20 minutes in.
Like 20 minutes in when we recorded for like an hour-ish.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, it happens. And now we know, we all know, there's a light.
We'll never know about how Jason and Travis are going to steal that helicopter, though.
Yeah, we were, that's probably for the better.
You were laying,
Yeah?
you were laying it out.
Yeah, we had a whole plan.
It was going to happen.
So, yeah, we just scored a free paddle boat
Yeah.
that was washed up in the marsh.
Salvaged from the lake.
We were on our way back from Donuts in the morning, and we noticed a paddle boat that was just crashed into the marsh.
Did you go
It
to
was
Tom's
just getting
Donuts?
washed up. Yep.
Okay.
Got our Tom's Donuts, and then I see that boat, and I was like, Dad, what should we do? And then, what did he say?
He said, "You guys want a paddle boat?"
Yeah. And then
We were like, "Yeah, of course."
and then we went over there, picked it up, and towed it home.
It
And
almost
it-
sank, but it didn't.
It sort of holds 4 people.
So Lauren and I rode it together one time. I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, it went
It's
fine.
Fun to ride.
There
But
were
yeah,
no
basically
issues.
for our next heist, we were saying the
Yeah,
helicopter.
next heist is a helicopter. That's the plan.
Are you going to ride the paddle boat to the helicopter to heist it?
I think you should.
That'd be
No,
pretty-
it's very no.
I think you should wear a t-shirt that says
But
this
hey,
is a
actually,
heist.
we never purchased that paddle boat. So
Yeah, but it's not
it'd
a
be hard
heist if
to
it's-
trace back to us.
It's a
It's
salvage.
abandoned.
It was never ours, really.
Yeah, we
It's-
need gloves. We need the paddle boat so we can get there inconspicuously.
Okay. The paddle boat.
This is
Yeah,
so
we need to do
loud.
this at night
We'll just swim.
and then break into
We'll
the
swim
helicopter.
At night when the noise of the paddle boat is the most noticeable.
We're gonna
The
take
rest
off a
of the lake
helicopter
is really
here.
quiet.
You know, they're gonna find out that it's going.
I don't know about you guys. I think stealing a helicopter from a person is different from finding a paddle boat.
Salvaging.
It's a gateway drug.
Yeah, once you dip
I'm
your
just
toe
gonna, I'm
into
just gonna
stealing.
salvage.
It's a
Once you break
huge
one
jump.
rule, you
It's
can
I'm
a
just
break
gonna
all the
salvage
rules.
this helicopter over here, guys.
It's a huge jump. It's like going from like shoplifting to like robbing a bank
Yeah,
immediately, one day, next day.
What about that guy with the plane? Do you want to salvage his plane?
We can do that while they get the helicopter and then we can race.
A race, plane versus helicopter.
Yeah.
Have you guys not always like deep down kind of wanted to like rob a bank or something?
I stole a helicopter.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
know,
good YouTube
when
title.
I was in
I
fourth,
robbed a bank.
I robbed the bank.
when I was in 4th grade, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to rob a bank." And then you like play pretend with all your friends, and we're like, "Oh, I'm robbing a bank. Give me all your money, suckers.
And then they just give it to you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it would go.
Stick 'em up, bitch.
Remember
Hi,
when
Grandma.
there was that plan for like all these people to storm Area 51?
Yeah, and then everybody got stuck in traffic, didn't they?
I don't know. I think people just didn't show up. And they were just like, we're going to shoot you on the spot if you come.
It was a very popular event on Facebook. I said that I would go.
Not smart.
Nope.
Well, I didn't go.
No, but you should not have even said so.
Why?
Now you're on a watch list.
Oh.
I was probably on a watch list before that.
No, but now you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if somebody wants to
We grew
watch
up in
me,
the Middle East.
if somebody wants to watch me, they can
Just watch it.
find my
Listen to this
YouTube channel.
podcast.
I
They can
love
listen to this
having
podcast,
three
follow
different
you on YouTube
conversations at the
Your
same
YouTube
time.
channel.
I love being
Instagram.
watched. I love when people are watching me.
You're on Instagram.
So boom, watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me all day.
But see, like, most of that
Boom.
would just be people watching you stare at a wall and doing nothing else.
Well,
Dylan, there are times like we're in a store and I'm like trying to get your attention because you don't know where I am. I'm like, Dylan, I'm like yelling and waving, and you're just like on the escalator going to a different floor, just staring blankly into the nothingness.
yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
I've been known to do that pretty much.
I think it's funny.
I like it. I think I enjoy living in my brain sometimes.
Yeah, I do that also. Not maybe to that extent. Or, yeah, but I do that.
I mean, I
A
think
little bit of a space head.
Yeah, like
That's how you would say it.
I think there's something-
frequently,
I think there's
go
something-
into my own head.
I think there's
And I'm
something.
not here. Like,
there's
I'm
something
not
very-
present.
No, there's something enlightening about being a
Oh my
space
God.
head. When
You
you're a
would
space
not
head,
imagine how frustrating that can be sometimes.
when you're a space head, it's so enlightening. You're just chilling. You're just like, breathe in.
you broke it.
Nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Actually, it's how it works, though.
Yeah. Do you ever find like when you're breathing, you end up just like holding your breath?
Only when
I do
you're
that.
like,
It's only when
All
you
the
think
time.
about. It's only when
Yeah.
you think about your breath
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
that you find
Definitely.
yourself to be holding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're doing meditation, like once they tell you how to breathe, I can't stop like thinking about that. And sometimes I hold my breath. And it's hard
Yeah.
to get
Oh,
back.
rule
And then
breaker.
they're like, okay, now let it return to its natural rhythm. And I'm like, how do I do that?
You're breaking the rules of meditation. You're doing meditation wrong, Travis.
The guided meditation. Yeah. Now I do Naval Ravikant style. Just like sit down and do nothing.
Just sit in a chair and stare at the wall.
Just eyes closed, get comfortable.
Mm.
I've never been able to meditate.
I like to just sit in a chair and listen to music.
That's not meditation.
That's not meditation.
I'm not saying it is meditation.
Well, we're talking about meditation, and Travis
said that
said
you're-
how he meditates, and then you said I like listening to music.
You said that you tried sitting in a chair one time or something like that.
I said I tried meditating one time.
Wow.
Tried sitting in a chair. Attempt number 6,569.
That's a good YouTube title.
Yeah. I tried sitting in a chair. It's gonna be like one of those like engineer people who was like,
30
I
minutes.
made a robot chair that it's designed to what you sit it, and then when you sit in it, it's pulling the chair away like you're in 5th grade and trying to prank your substitute teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You did that to a substitute teacher?
No, you make a robot that does it.
It was a robot.
It wasn't you. It was a robot.
No.
As long as you didn't set it off,
Yeah.
I think you're good. In the
as
eyes
long
of the court.
as long as you weren't the catalyst.
I think all our listeners should watch the surgery robot.
Oh, the Michael Reeves video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah.
Michael Reeves is
Who's
a solid guy.
Michael Reeves is a YouTube robot building person. His channel is phenomenal.
Capital F.
Yep. It's just great. This is great. Every video he drops is an absolute banger. And I've rewatched the surgery robot video probably like 5 times or
It's
more.
great.
Yeah.
They
He
Pretty
made
good.
his own surgery robot.
He
Yep.
made a robot to do surgery.
Did he
On a
test
great-
it out?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We can show it to
Yeah.
you after we show you our audition video for The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Is this like a homemade thing?
He saw a video. Yeah. No, he saw a video of a existing surgery robot.
And he's like,
And
I
he
can make
said-
that.
I can make such a better surgery robot. Look at this robot. Look at the surgery it's doing. That's a lame surgery. I can do
No.
a way better surgery than that.
No, I think it was more like, this is how much this surgery machine costs. I can do it on a budget.
Yeah. Well, also William Osman was like, I built an X-ray out of X-ray parts for cheaper than the price of an X-ray.
No response.
Yeah. That's another good one though.
That's another good sign.
Jason.
Got a good smile on your face.
Thanks.
That's our show.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Toodles.